Welcome. In this video, I'll be showing you how you can set up a Redis client with Upstash. All right. Over time, Redis has become popular due to its fast read and write attributes compared to our conventional databases. Okay, with Redis, there are different purposes that you can use Redis for. You can use it for caching. You can use it in your authentication for your user authentication, storing user sessions. You can also use Redis for your normal data store. You can store different kinds of data in a Redis instance. You can store string. You can store sets. You can store JSON, you can store hashes. Okay, so there are different kind of data types that you can store in a Redis client. Okay, one platform that has provided an easier way with which you can set up a Redis instance is Upstash. Okay, Upstash provides a very easy method, a very easy means with which you can set up a Redis instance, and it will be available for your consumption in a matter of a second. All right, so to use Upstash to set up your Redis, fortunately, Upstash also has a generous free tier with which you can use for your hobby projects. Okay, or possibly for your personal projects, you have access to a generous free tier. Okay, um so to start with Upstash, you need to have an account. If you don't have an account, you need to create an account. Okay, so to do that, you can click on your login button there. Okay, so it's going to direct you to a login page, or possibly if you don't have an account there, you can create an account here. So you click on this if you don't have an account. All right, but I already have an account, so I'm just going to log in. You can create an account with any of these auth providers. You can use Google, you can use GitHub, you can use Amazon, and you can also use email and password if you prefer this means. All right, I have an account already. I'm just going to log in with my GitHub account. All right, so I'm going to click on that, and then it's going to authenticate me through GitHub. Okay, I'm going to wait for that to complete. Okay, let me refresh this page. There shouldn't be error. Okay, GitHub. All right. Okay, so if you are setting up your own, you will not be having those errors. Possibly it's network error. Okay, so after signing in or creating your account, you are going to have a dashboard like this. Okay, so first off, to create your Redis database, you click on this create database button. All right, so I'm going to click on that now. And the first thing you need to provide is the name you want to give to your database. Okay, you can give it any name you like, but for a test, I'm going to call it my database. All right. Okay, and then you need to select a region. Advisably, it is advisable that you select a region that is closer to you, or a region that is closer to where you'll be hosting your app. All right. I'm just going to select California, USA. You can select any region depending on your location. Okay, this one is only available for paid plans. All right. I'm going to be using free plan for this video. If you want to use a paid plan, this is where you are going to add a payment method. All right. So you add your payment details here, and then this is going to be available for you. You also have this eviction button. Okay, this one is possibly, for example, now let's say the maximum entry you can have in your database is 1000. Just for example, it's actually more than that. Okay, so let's say the maximum entries allowed for your plan is 1000. Okay, so if you check this now, so anytime you reach that max limit, then the oldest entries will be evicted for new entries to come in. I'm just going to turn this off. Okay, so I'm going to click on next. Okay, so this is the details for free plan. We have a maximum data size of 256 MB, which is actually enough if you want to use this for, let's say, personal project and all that. Okay, you have a maximum monthly bandwidth of 10 gig. Okay, if you want to go with this plan, pay as you go, you have $0.2 per 100K commands. And you have this fixed plan. between 250 MB to 500 gig, which is starting from $10 per month. Okay, if you want to use any of these plans, add your payment details. All right, okay, but for now I'm going to be using the free plan. Okay, so I'm going to click on next. Okay, all right, so these are the details, the properties of the database I'm about to create. So I'm going to click on create, and just in case possibly you are in a location where Upstash is, or let's say their website is not accessible, you can as well use a VPN, a trusted VPN. Okay, so you can use any VPN that you trust. All right, so with VPN you'll be able to access the platform. Okay, okay, so with Upstash you can use Upstash with different programming languages. Okay, after creating your database, you are going to have these details which you can use to connect to your Redis instance on Upstash. Okay, so you have these endpoints. Okay, you have the password and you have the ports. All right, if for example if you want to use a node client now, okay, so you are going to supply your URL in this format. This is the endpoint. All right, the endpoint start from we have stead. Okay, so this is the endpoint. All right, and I think it stopped at IO. Okay, so the endpoint stopped at there. This is the port. This is my password. Okay, so if you are using a node client, you use this format. If it is PHP, Laravel, Python, Java, Go, you have all this guide there. Okay, and if you want to use Upstash clients, you just need to provide the URL and the token. So you just copy the URL there. Okay, and you can also copy the token, and this is what you need to set up your, if you are using the Upstash client. Upstash also has a client. If you want to see more details about connecting to your Upstash, to your Redis instance, you can go to the documentation. There you are going to have you're going to have an elaborate guide on how you can connect to your database. Okay, so you are going to land on this getting started. Okay, the first thing you need to do is to get a database, which is what we just did now. Okay, and then you need to connect your database, connect to your database. If you want to connect to it, click on this connect your client. That's going to direct you to a page where you have an elaborate guide on how you can connect to your Redis instance. Okay, so for if you want to use Upstash Redis clients, you have the guide there. Okay, so if you click on this, it's going to take you to the npm page, the GitHub page, where you can install. Okay, so you have this command to, for example, if you are using if you want to use the Upstash Redis clients with Node, so this is the command used to install that. Okay, all right, so all you need to do is to import the client, then you set it up. What you need to provide is just the URL and the token. Okay, so you copy your URL from there, you click on this to copy this, and you click on this to copy your token. So those are just the two credentials that you need. So depending on which client you want to use, that's what is going to determine your connection method. Your connection means you want to use the node iRedis client, that one is also permissible. If you want to use the Redis Python package for Java, for Go, for, okay, that's all we have there. You have more guides here. Okay, so I think we have them here. So we have Rust, you have Docker, you have Cloudflare workers. Okay, so that's all you need to set up a Redis instance with Upstash. If you want to see your data that you have stored in the database, so you come to data browser. Okay, but for now, you know, this is a new Redis instance, so there's actually no data here, right? If you want to add entries, this is where you click to add entries. Okay, for example, if you want to add a string data type, I'm going to provide the key. Okay, so let's say the key now is test. All right, so I'm going to choose test, then I'm going to create. Okay, now I can provide the value uh of my key. Okay, so let's say value 1. All right, then I'm going to save. You know that Redis uses key value data model. All right, Okay, so with that, I can actually create different data types. All right, so this is list, hash, set, sorted set, JSON stream, and all that. Okay, so that will be all for this video. If you find the video helpful, don't forget to give the video a like. And if you want to be seeing more of these videos, okay, you click on the subscribe button, right? And I'll be seeing you in the next one.